20-minute analytical deep dives are great, but sometimes you just need a quick recommendation. And hey, since I have no life and watch a ton of film and television, I have done the math, and the literal least I could do is drop a handful of recommendations in a tidy little roundup video. My name is Crumbine, and this is what I've been watching this— Holy fuck. Are we really doing this again? TV recommendations? Why? Because all the people who never watched the last episode are definitely gonna watch this one? Come on, man. I just read the material that's in front of me. Oh, yeah, all while telling people to pursue their creative passion, no matter what. TV recommendations. That's your burning passion, huh? Fucking sellout. I just read the script. Or at least make good recommendations. We've got 3 excellent shows here that most people probably never heard of. Alice and Steve, 4 seasons, and Station 11. Well, you're right about one thing. They're excellent recommendations? People have never heard of them. You know, if you pull your fingers out of your asshole, you might just be able to find the pulse of pop culture. But probably not. Can I just do the thing? Well, as long as we have a crystal clear understanding, then I would prefer it if you didn't. Fine, whatever, asshole. My name is Crumbine, dickhead, and this is what I've been watching this week. Smash cut to titles? More like smash cut to dumbass. Kicking off this week's watch list is a 6-episode series starring my favorite Concorde in flight, Jemaine Clement. This is a show about 2 50-something best friends, Alice and Steve, whose 25-year-long friendship is pushed to its breaking point when Steve starts dating Alice's 20-something daughter. What the fuck is with you in these May-December relationships? I am just reading a script. You watch the show. Well, actually, it's about so much more than just May-December relationships. It's about friendship, first and foremost, and consent, and it delivers a great point about how just because something may seem weird doesn't mean it's wrong. Oh, hey, Jordie P, fuck you. Okay. Look, I've got a really good idea cooking for a new feature-length screenplay. Yeah, probably about a dude dating someone half his age. If it's Jemaine Clement, I'll watch him do literally anything. You'll watch him do anything? Gross. Not like that. You said it. No. It's that hairstylist idea. How it's weirdly intimate for both the stylist and the customer. The closeness, the touching, that invasion of the most personal of spaces. I really think there's an interesting little a horror flick in there. What? You went from grooming to blatantly violating intimate space? I hate that I'm even associated with you fucking weirdos. No. The intimacy is well, that's just a layer in the story. The premise is an alien brain spider. An alien brain spider? That has babies. Alien brain spider babies? In a hair salon? Well, Obsession was made for $750,000. Itsy Bitsy Creepy Crawlies can be made for a fraction of that. Just think about the box office returns on a micro-budget horror creature feature. Oh, I'm imagining the returns all right. They're negative, aren't they? In the fucking ground, you neurotic piece of shit. You know this? This is why our YouTube channel is such shit. You're too busy writing useless screenplays to put any real effort into something that fucking matters. And speaking of something that matters— No, fuck you. Don't hijack my no fucks vibe for a goddamn segue. Fuck! Tina Fey has had a few swings since her iconic run with 30 Rock. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Mr. Mayor. But for me, nothing has been more narratively and emotionally satisfying as The 4 Seasons. It's based on the 1981 Alan Alda film of the same name. The show follows 3 couples as they vacation through each of the 4 seasons.
Oh, now there's a show that understands basic marketing. Are we taking notes, boys?
The brain spider burrows a hole in the back of the skull so it can breathe, which is how the hairstylist discovers it in the first place. Isn't that neat? God damn it.
Each season of the show is 8 episodes, and every 2 episodes covers an individual season / vacation. And while the show isn't grounded in the genius mile-a-minute comedy Faye perfected in 30 Rock, it does dive deep into a brilliant and loving portraiture of these characters as they navigate their relationships, the loss of loved ones, COVID, and more. Season 2 just dropped, and it honestly did what television does best. It reunites you with old friends, gives you a warm and cozy hug, and dives deep into the emotional core of real characters.
You know, you got 2 recommendations there that are all about relationships. Be honest, is this a cry for help?
Again, I am just reading a script.
The hair salon is a ground zero for the alien brain spider invasion, and the characters trapped inside they're on the front lines. Their actions can save or doom humanity. We can tear apart established relationships. A father and his autistic daughter who were just abandoned by her mother. A man who has nothing to live for. A conspiracy theorist. The stylist. We can tear apart these relationships, all of them, and then rebuild a found family as our heroes band together to survive the night and defeat the brain spider.
Definitely a cry for help. And speaking of a cry for help,
son of a bitch, stop doing that!
Station 11 is a 10-episode HBO miniseries that had the absolute misfortune of being a show about a flu pandemic that started production in January of 2020. The production was then interrupted by a very real pandemic, and by the time it began airing in 2021, people just were not interested in watching a painfully realistic depiction of dystopian pandemic fiction. For me, though, in 2026, and as someone who acknowledges that the COVID pandemic is very much not over, Station 11 was a desperately needed and desperately satisfying catharsis.
That show was so obsessed with nonlinear narratives, I got a fucking headache after 2 episodes.
Yes. It does jump around a lot, but it also really serves the story, giving each set of characters plenty of time to breathe and develop. You've got the 2 leads that start out surviving in a high-rise apartment for 80 days. Another group is tucked away in an isolated airport, and then there's various locations and survivors, from a cabin in the woods to an abandoned strip mall, all tied together with a premise that speaks directly to my own soul. You know, post-pandemic, the traveling symphony goes from outpost to outpost to perform Shakespeare, because even when the world is ending, we still need art.
You know, if I could be real with you for just a minute here, there's a scene where a guy is auditioning to join the troupe, and yeah, this is a world where it's been 20 years since they've watched a movie, and for this audition, he does the speech from Independence Day. That got me. Yeah, that got me good.
Right? Like, okay, I can intellectually understand the emotional value of a traveling troupe, but swapping Shakespeare for a modern monologue that we hear in the present day with our electricity and endless supply of streaming, everything, we just take that shit for granted. Experiencing that bit of pop culture through the eyes of people, 20 years removed from everything, you really start to appreciate the core fundamental value, the absolute necessity of creative expression.
Is a pressure release, a catharsis.
Which is exactly what Station 11 was for me. Perfectly encapsulated by that Independence Day speech. Very meta, very satisfying. So if you are still working through pandemic-related trauma, or if you didn't even realize you were carrying that trauma in the first place, Station 11, well, it just might be a perfect watch.
Or you could just drink.
Oh, and speaking of drinking...
Fuck you, Crumbine! Like and subscribe if you like liking and subscribing. Watch my super special feature film and my totally not pretentious audiobooks. Links in the description.
Yeah, what he said. And until next time, stay creative, friends.